Hello everybody, so ninth week at Bäckedal and it's began snowing. I am so happy, I am so thrilled. Snow is absolutely my natural habitat. The ground is by no means covered by snow yet, but we will get there. Anyway, so last week was sewing introduction and I am sorry that I am a bit late with this vlog. I haven't been feeling on top and I've had lots of stuff to do, like horseback riding and watching Drag Race, life stuff. Anyway, so our first assignment was to decide what we want to do for our tailoring project that we are going to do in a couple of weeks' time. It's going to last for 3 weeks, I think it was. We are not allowed to do anything with an arm because arms are complicated. So we're allowed to do things with simple arms, and I still don't know what that means because it's supposed to be a tailored garment, but with simple arms. Anyway, I'm not going to do anything with arms. I am going to do a pair of cycling bloomers. They are Victorian inspired, and the pattern comes from the website Bikes and Bloomers, bikesandbloomers.com, which I really recommend you check out. They have some really nice patterns. They've also written a book. I haven't read it, but I intend to. Yeah, so my next step towards getting these cycling bloomers is to find a nice fabric. And I am hoping to do that when I go to Stockholm in 1.5 weeks' time. I'm going to visit a sewing and crafts convention, so hopefully there will be some nice woolly stuff just waiting for me. So that was the first bit of last week, and after that we started to go through some seams. Now I'm going to say a lot of words and I'm not going to show you all of the seams in detail. If you want details on how to make different kinds of stitches, look at someone else on YouTube, someone who is a professional. I am not. I'm a happy beginner. So first we did a straight stitch, which is just when you go up and down, up and down, up and down through the fabric. And I hope I can show you here, the red seam here. Is that coming to focus like ever? Probably not. Anyway, you just let your needle go up and down through the fabric and you have a straight stitch. It's fairly quick, it's simple, however it's not particularly stable. If something gets caught in one bit of the seam, it might wrap it all or like get it wrinkled, and if it breaks, it can unravel, so it's not locking on itself in any way. So that was the first stitch we learned. And then we did some back stitches, which is when you go back on where you began. So this gives a much sturdier seam. And apparently in historical garments, it's been fairly common to mix these two stitches. So you do back stitches and straight stitches, and then you just do a back stitch every once in a while to lock the straight stitches, which I mean, that seems practical, I guess. And then we did some whip stitches again. Let me see if okay, you might see this, you might not, you probably won't. Okay, where even is this? I can't see. I don't see. Here's some whip stitches. You won't be able to see that. Maybe I can show you on a picture. No, I won't. That will be messy. So that is when you put the fabrics against each other and you just sort of in a vertical motion, you just go down and which is handy. And then after that we did some blanket stitches, which I actually think will be visible. Here we go, up there. Look at those, very pretty. I didn't do those, Elizabeth did. And then the same principle as doing a blanket stitch you do for a buttonhole. I have made one buttonhole here in the middle of her because that made sense. And the first sewing exercise was that we got a strip of woolly fabric and then we started to cut it into pieces. And then we sewed the pieces together again. So that's fun and feels meaningful. So we have used a combination of whip stitches, back stitches, and straight stitches to create different kinds of seams. So everything from I'm going to show you. You put the fabric side by side like that. Imagine this is the seam now and this is only a few millimeters. And then you do either a straight stitch or a back stitch, cut off a bit of one of the ends of your fabric, fold it over, and then fold it again. And then you do some whip stitches to secure the inner seam. Or you can sort of sandwich the fabrics on each other. There we go. Both are folded on each other, and then we do whip stitches along the sides. I also try to just put the ends towards each other, so like that, and do some whip stitches. This is not very good. Like this will not last, not a particularly good seam. Or you can just let the edge stand up, so you have your back stitches, and then your whip stitches. Yeah, I think that's about it. Probably not, probably forgotten something. Anyway, that's fun. That was fun. And then the second part of the week was starting to make toiles. I'm not sure how that's pronounced in English. It's toile in Swedish. It's spelled toile. I hate French. I studied French for years at school. I was a dyslexic kid without a diagnosis. I hate French. Okay, anyway, moving on. So we began with learning how to make a pattern for mittens, which was fun. This is the basic pattern for a mitten. So put your hand on the paper, make the contour, raise your hand up on the side, do a contour for that, raise your thumb up on the side, do a contour for that, then draw a line through it, join all of the lines, fold the paper, hold it towards the window, make your thumb again, and then magic happens. Then you take another piece of paper and you then end up with 3 pieces. So this is the back side of my mitten. This is the lower part of my hand. This is the upper part of my hand. And when joined together, this happens. So a mitten made out of 3 pieces of fabric with a seam going straight through it here and a seam then going around the thumb. I don't love it. It doesn't fit particularly well. There's too much fabric here and I have already opened it up and cut away some fabric and joined it together again, and I still find there's too much fabric. So don't do that one. Then I made something called Aya's glove. Aya is one of the teachers here. She is absolutely marvelous. I really hope she writes a biography at some point, because that would be such exciting reading. And she had made a pattern for a pair of mittens that were enormous. I don't know for whose hands they were intended, certainly not mine. So what we did was that we cut out a copy of that pattern and then cut it up to many, many pieces. So cutting one middle section, yeah, cutting along the middle line, and then cutting there, and I think there, and there. So we had 6 pieces all in all of this one. And then we joined them together to make them smaller. And then I drew the outline and made this. And this is the backside, which is larger because we want to fold the fabric over. And this I'm quite pleased with. Ta-da! Old 90s curtain turned into a toile mitten. So here you can see I have folded the fabric slightly to make it fit. And this fits quite good. Oh, I forgot the thumb. Oh yeah. Thumb piece. Cut out 2 of these. Join them together. So here's the seam. And then put them through the mitten. So we have a raw edge here. I think these are intended to be made out of leather. So here we have the thumb seam. It's just that. Yeah, so that was fun. And then they asked, what do you want to do now? Do you want to do more mittens? And I said, no, I don't want to do more mittens. I want to do something else. And I started to flip through the different pattern options. And I found something that was called Hannah's onion hat. I am the Hannah. This is apparently my onion hat. However, in its original form, the onion hat did not have a cap. And I love a cap. So the onion hat consists of 2 pieces, or 2 different kinds of pieces, 7 pieces in total. 5 pieces of onion. 2 pieces of cap. 1 90s curtain. Hannah's onion cap. Look at that. Isn't that hilarious? Maybe not my most sexy, but you know, not everything needs to be, or well, I guess it depends on what you like. So those are the things we have been doing, I think. I've also been doing lots of horseback riding, it's been amazing. And yeah, we started embroidering this week, but that's food for next vlog. I think that was all. Looking at my notes right now, looking at my stuff all spread out. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe or whatever. Do whatever you want with your life, honestly. Sew some stuff. It's always fun. Okay, see you next week. Bye.